Viewers' discretion is advised.
You are tuned into the third episode, honey, of the Clachet Mommy Podcast. Now, look, before we even get started, y'all know I gotta hit y'all with the disclaimer. First of all, I am not an expert on anything but my life and the children that I created, honey. And I'm gonna say that one more time.
I am only an expert on my life and the children that I created.
Y'all already know how I go. Don't be coming, blowing up my spot, talking about, you know what I'm saying? You know this, you know that. I don't listen. This is my opinion. Okay, and that's what I'm gonna do is give my opinion. Okay, so before we get started, I just want to apologize. Yes, we did not have an episode last week. Okay, your girl has so much going on. Y'all know I'm in grad school, first of all, and it was finals week, and it was just stressful. So I really had to prioritize, okay, and put school first. And I'm so happy that it's over. Your girl did end the semester with a 4.0, honey. Okay, so let's just say that week off was well worth it. Okay, so I ain't gonna hold up too much time. We about to get right on in. We gonna get right on in, child, to the sip of the week. Hold on. Before we get started with this sip of the week, shout out to the summer camps. Like, if you want to know the new hustle is not, okay, it ain't drugs no more. Okay, the new hustle is not stripping and it ain't drugs no more. The new hustle is summer camps. Listen, these prices for these summer camps. Y'all, I don't even understand because y'all don't be feeding them children nothing but hot dogs and nachos. I don't understand why them prices is so darn high. No shade, I know it's a business, but y'all, them summer camp prices is ridiculous. And I just got 2 kids, so I feel for the mothers who got 3 and 4. That is more than somebody's mortgage. Way more than somebody's mortgage, but that's besides the point. You know, this is the Clachet Mommy Podcast, which means that we're going to have aspects of y'all dealing with my struggles as a mother. And these summer camp prices, child, I told their daddy, I was like, look, they just going to thug it out until however long we can thug it out. Like, it's just ridiculous how high summer camps are. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna start my own summer camp at this point, child, because the game is really real. The hustle is really real when it comes to these doggone summer camps. But y'all drop in the comments where y'all sending y'all children at for this summer. What prices and deals and, you know what I'm saying, that y'all was able to take advantage of, because child, it's scarce out here. I'm just saying. But anywho, let's get right on to the sip of the week. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I posted on my story a little poll asking you, would you take your friend back? Okay, are we in the business of taking our friends back after they done messed up? So I'm gonna just give y'all the scenario. So the scenario is, if you and your friend got into it and that friend vented to a mutual friend, okay, would that be grounds to take your friend back, even though you may have felt that she should have kept y'all business between y'all and that mutual friend is not as close as y'all are, you two are? Okay, would you take your friend back? I say take your friend back. Person who I'm referring to is a friend of mine, and she didn't take her friend back. She was like, nope, she should have came talk to me. But the deal is, sometimes it's not always comfortable talking to the person who you are at odds with. And if she talked to a mutual friend without disrespecting, because you know there's a fine line between venting. Sometimes you can vent and, you know what I'm saying, people keep it respectful. But sometimes people be venting and they get disrespectful and then start telling your business. Okay, and so now that's a fine line, but I do feel like it's okay to take your friend back. Okay, so it is another thing about taking your friend back. Sometimes we don't give our friends enough grace. Don't you find that sometimes people will cut their friends off and give their friends more chances than they get a man? And the way I look at it, your man is supposed to be loyal to you. Okay, if you laying down with him and you've been there for him through rock, up, down, whatever. I feel like your man has more obligations than your friend. Okay, because we is like in tune, we got kids together. But I be feeling like sometimes people be giving they girlfriends, you know what I'm saying? They cut them off. They don't have no patience. But you let that nigga, he done been in somebody's inbox who you went to school with. He done try to holler at your homegirl. And you ain't gonna take her back. You gonna cut her off, okay, just because she vented. But you gonna take him back? I'm just saying, I really do be feeling like sometimes we give more grace to the men than we give our homegirl. Do y'all feel it's okay to take your friend back? And if not, what are your deal breakers for not taking your friend back? Or do y'all feel that if you have a disagreement with your friend and they vent to a mutual friend, although that friend is not as close as you two, should you take your friend back? I say yes, but that's on. We gonna move on to Clachet Talk. So listen, y'all already know I gotta start off with the dysfunction that's going on in the world, child, because some of these stories that I be reading up on, and I've been making it like a priority to like find a balance for y'all. Like, I don't want to just talk about everything everybody else talking about. Sometimes I want to talk about what's going on next door. Okay, some of that stuff be worth a conversation, and this story here is worth a conversation. So Micheal Todd Hill out of North Carolina. Okay, I'm just give y'all the backstory, child. In 2017, Micheal won the lottery. Homeboy hit for $10 million. Fast track in 2020, he went missing, and they found his girlfriend in a hotel room with a gunshot wound to her head. Well, last Friday, he was convicted of first-degree murder. Now, I know y'all gonna say, there's no way this nigga run $10 million in 2017 and got to 2020 and killed his girlfriend. Oh, because she was texting other men. And I know y'all ain't gonna believe me, so check it out.
Lottery winner is now sentenced to life in prison. A jury today found Micheal Hill guilty for the 2020 murder of Kiana Graham. Detectives found her shot to death inside a hotel in Charlotte. Security cameras showed Hill was the only one with her. He later confessed, saying he shot her after she was texting other men.
Now, this is when you really know that mental health is so goddamn real, though. Like, for real. Like, you literally have enough money to buy a woman and create a woman if you choose to. And you gonna kill a girl because she was texting a man when you can easily replace her and move on. Like, and so I just be thinking, like, and who gonna spend the money now? Because he's not, I did the backstory. Homeboy still got a lot of money. Okay, he did not spend all his money. Okay, so I'm confused on, you really messed up a chance to live a beautiful life by yourself with somebody else by killing a girl who didn't find you fond enough to be faithful. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. Like, people just be doing foolishness. For $10 million, boy, bye. $10 million, I'm about to make another investment to, double down on that investment, and we just about to keep this money growing. And if you don't want to be faithful, child, bye. I'm just saying, money don't solve problems, but it sure make things alright. In this case, not so much. But I'm just saying, though, y'all. I'm just saying, $10 million. I'ma shoot this girl for texting somebody else who I know ain't got as much money as me. Now you messed around and you in jail for life. I just can't get it. But we gonna move on, child. Y'all drop it in the comments. Let me know the things you would do for love, how far you would go for love. But I can tell y'all right now, $10 million, you ain't trying to act right. We trying to build. You ain't trying to girl boo. You got to go. And that is what it is. But we gonna move right ahead on, because that's not the only dysfunctional situation that happened, child. Let's get on comedian Micheal Blackson. So Micheal Blackson recently went viral, okay, because he stated that his girlfriend gets off with seeing and knowing what he did to other women. And I know you're going to think it's some nonsense. So y'all already know. I'm going to show you the proof because this got to be fake, right? You would think that. Watch the video.
Is like, Rada is a freak. Okay? She, you know, the thing about it, it's been, I mean, early in the relationship, she enjoyed watching me sleep with women.
Oh, great.
You know, she did. And in fact, I mean, when me and her having sex, you know what makes her come? When I tell her what I did with the last person.
Okay. Oh, so she's in the whole.
Now here's the thing. I'm trying to see who would be intrigued by watching Michael Black ass do anything to anybody. Just him, period. I don't know, no shade, but he's just not attractive to me. And I know sometimes people say money make you attractive, but I don't care how much money he has. He is not attractive to me. And as y'all can see, she's a beautiful woman. She's very beautiful. Who is getting off by watching his black behind sleep with somebody else? But listen, and you know what? It's no shade because I saw people in the comments talking about, you know, how could she? That's nasty. Well, here's the thing. Swinging been going on forever. Okay. It's just that now, you know, because of social media, we constantly hear about people in their relationships and how they invite third parties to the bedroom. That is not my cup of tea, child. But hey, do you? Okay. So, but I do think that I just don't think that he's attractive enough to do something like that. I mean, I just don't think he's attractive enough for anybody to feel aroused by watching him do anything to anybody. And another thing, if that's your fiance and, you know, like that's y'all little, you know, that's the way y'all get off and that's how y'all rock, I wouldn't want you putting my business out like that. Because here's the thing. How much respect you have for her by making it seem like she freaky and she just go for anything. Like, who wants to put their fiance, soon to be wife, out there like that? So above anything, that's the only thing about this story that made me be like, you know, like, okay, cool. Is one, first of all, she just to be attracted to you. That's the first thing. My personal opinion. But to put her out like that, right? To put her out like she just go for any old thing. You know, she get off on watching me sleep with other women and she get off knowing what I did to other women. It couldn't be me. It just couldn't be me. Y'all let me know. What are the things you would do for love? What are the things? Do y'all find Micheal Blackson attractive? I do not find Micheal Blackson attractive. I do not think he should have put the girl out there. I just, and you know what? He been in social media, like, you know, talking about his sex life and his love life and all this with his fiance. And I just think that it's giving too much for me. It's giving too much. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this whole Micheal Blackson situation. It's not giving nothing to me. Okay, so anywho, did y'all see what occurred in the mall in Cali, in the Cerritos Mall in Cali? I don't even know if that's how you say it. I think it's like Cerritos, California. Did y'all see these people effortlessly stealing out of Sephroa while it was full of people? Okay, I got the video for you to check it out because you know I like to give proof. So check it out.
For a trio of robbers that hit a Sephora store in the Cerritos Mall, a shopper shot this video. You can see there are 3 people with hoodies bent down, shoving products into large black garbage bags. No one in the store makes any effort to stop them. After a few minutes, the robbers casually walk out of the store carrying their trash bags full of stolen goods.
Now, it's just a couple things that goes on in my mind. First of all, this gotta be Gen Z. No shade, but us millennials, I don't know. I'm gonna have to do my research, but is there another generation after Gen Z? Because this is giving that, okay? This is giving Gen Z and below, okay? This is no way that this is somebody, this is a millennial. I just refuse to believe this. My thing is, did you see the complacency and how slow they were moving? Like, they had no urgency, except for the little last guy who felt like he didn't have enough. And this looked like men. This was not looking like women. But to me, this was kind of like an inside job, wouldn't y'all say? Because, like, it's almost like they knew the timing that somebody would actually be called for them to get out in time. But did you see how slow homeboy walked out of the place? Y'all don't think y'all caught all the details. Let's watch this again.
For a trio of robbers that hit a Sephroa store in the Cerritos Mall, a shopper shot this video. You can see there are 3 people with hoodies bent down, shoving products into large black garbage bags. No one in the store makes any effort to stop them. After a few minutes, the robbers casually walk out of the store carrying their trash bags full of stolen goods.
Look at this. Do y'all see that? Like, I can't. So they are actually still looking for these guys. They have not found these people. But y'all, what is the world coming to, y'all? I just cannot with people. I can't. Like, I couldn't imagine shopping. And then they were so nonchalant while they were stealing that nobody was like, the person recording was not like scared. It was more like, oh my God, is this really happening? Because like they didn't even try to like startle anybody or hurt anybody. They just went get their shit. That wasn't even their shit. They just went get them people shit and they walked the hell out effortlessly. I mean, just no type of urgency, no, very low effort to steal. Okay, I can't. I just think that we are living in a time where people are just doing some ridiculous things. And I'm not saying that ridiculous things didn't occur, but social media has allowed us to see so much. But look, if they didn't do it, we wouldn't have nothing to talk about it and I wouldn't have a platform. But we're going to move right along. So our hearts go out. Well, I think my heart goes out to a lot of things that happened this week. I mean, we had the 19 kids and adults who were, victimized in the Texas shooting that happened this week. I also seen in Nigeria, there was, more kids who were injured this week. I saw in New Orleans at a high school graduation. I know 1 is dead, 2 injured. These killings that are going on are just so very hurtful, and so many people are hurting and not dealing with their mental health, and so many people's like their past traumas are showing up and causing them to act in a way that is very disheartening, and just things that are unthinkable. Just to know that somebody would actually be capable of taking the life just so disrespectfully, of an innocent child. Like, it's just very disheartening. It's very heartbreaking. So our hearts definitely go out to anyone who was affected in any of those events that I just stated. And speaking of kids, so our condolences go out to Master P and his family. He announced the passing of his daughter, who we also saw battling drug abuse or, battling drug addiction on the show. So if you haven't seen it, I did get a clip from the Breakfast Club just so you can hear the conversation they had while they were on the show.
I feel like that trip really opened my mind to see how I would miss you the most, because you were always here for me, and I just thought that that trip stopped me from wanting to ever be in Hollywood scene with those celebrity friends. And I feel like I don't need to go to rehab. I feel like I could actually do good without rehab.
I mean, you say that, Tata, but on the serious side, I think we should get some professional help just to make sure you stay on track. So let's not say you don't want to go to rehab. I think you should at least try it, because I don't want you to go back to this. So
what is so heartbreaking, but what, as a parent, I would think that although this is a unfortunate situation, and although this is a hurt that can never ever be repaired, I would hope that Master P felt like he tried, right? Or her mom, because I'm not sure, what her mom's take is on this, but I would feel some sense. I just hope that he understands that he tried and that this is not his fault. This is obviously something she had been battling with for a while now. But he did try to help her. And he did try to get her the assistance that she needed. And I think that as a parent, sometimes, we have to understand that we can give our children all the tools and knowledge and wisdom so that they can avoid different mistakes and so they can avoid different traumas and hurts or witness things that we witnessed with his daughter. But it really is up to them, to make that decision when they become an adult. She was an adult. She was young, but she was an adult. And it's just very unfortunate that when you have all the resources that he has, and as strong, as a man as he is, that even he had to deal with the fact that even all those efforts didn't save his child's life. So it brings me to think that we really do have to keep our kids close, and we really do have to love on our kids. And it's not saying that the ending won't be what we've seen, what we see occurring with these young adults who are taking their life, battling mental health issues and depression, because the same thing happened with the situation that went viral with the student at Southern University, the young lady who, jumped off the bridge, who clearly stated there were mental health issues, but also highlighted that her mother was there for her and would have done anything to see her happy. But just to go along with being a parent and making sure that you love on your kids and be there for your kids any way that you see fit, any way that you can see, any way that you can get yourself involved with them emotionally, it's very, very essential to a parent and child relationship. Because again, not saying that it won't end in the way that we've seen these kids take their lives, but you cannot have that guilt on you that you knew your child was battling something and you were never involved with your child emotionally. It's easy to be there for the kids physically. It's easy to support a kid and feed a kid, but can you be there for that child emotionally? Can you try to assist that child battling those emotions? And it's not saying that you're going to be the end all be all, but can you say, I tried my best? Which leads me to my next story. Jada, her mother and daughter were speaking on Red Table Talk, where she revealed, that she did not, she wasn't very physically passionate with her child. And so if you didn't see that, here's the clip.
So missing in my relationship with my mother and with Jada was just touch.
Yeah.
Very rarely will you see Jada and I even touch.
Yeah.
Hug.
And if we do, it's awkward.
Yeah, it's awkward because we didn't hug in our family. We knew we were loved.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't that kind of nurturing touch. And you remember how you always wanted to cuddle and sleep with us.
I mean, you let me sleep with you.
I know,
we cuddled a lot.
We cuddled a lot.
But that was different for her. She never cuddled with me.
And it felt so good.
Yeah.
It felt so good to be able to have that. And I never had it. When I had it with you, then I missed it with Jada.
Right.
I realized how much I missed with her.
Now, the reason this is so important is so many kids that are committing suicide due to lack of love, due to not feeling, that lack of love. Now, give it, in this case, Jada did highlight that she knew her mother loved her, but her mother wasn't physically affectionate. And sometimes our babies need that, right? And I feel like it's important for us to give that to our babies so that they don't seek it from people who do not have their best interests. They need to know what healthy love feels like. And I feel like as a parent, it's important for us to give our kids that healthy love, okay? So they don't confuse the two with things they're dealing with in their other relationships that are not love, right? If they never had a chance to experience what real love, compassion, and warmth feels like, how are they going to be able to identify it in their other relationships, right? So I think it's very important, and I know I went deep on y'all. We just kind of went up, and now we coming on down, but y'all just follow me for a second. I think it's important for us to make sure that we are having emotional connections with our children, and not just with our children. It's important for you to have a connection, emotional connection with whoever you deem to love and truly care about, right? Because who wants to wake up and just know that, damn, Like, how could I have known? I didn't even check. I thought they had it all together. And I think that's where people go wrong with thinking that people just have it all together. People who just look the part and they look so strong and they look like they can carry on the world, and really and truly they're dying inside. So anybody who you care about, right? Anybody who you want to see happy, okay? You need to care for them emotionally, right? Just survival, anybody can do survival, right? Anybody can provide survival, but you have to go deeper than that in your relationships, right? You have to go deeper and check on your people and to make sure your people are really okay and they're not suppressing. Because what we're finding is the people who are suppressing their traumas ultimately are hurting themselves, are hurting other people. That's what we're seeing with these shootings and, involving with these kids. It's what we're seeing with the suicides that are occurring with these young adults. And it's all because of what is battling and going on within the mind that people are suppressing. Okay, so enough of that Clachet talk. It started off real ratchet and then we got real classy, but that's the name of the game, baby. Clachet Mommy Podcast. So let's move on to the last call. So I'd like to end the show. As y'all can see, this show, I connected the segments. So like wherever I started, I connected it to the next segment. And the quote that we are ending the podcast with today is, you are responsible for your own happiness. You are responsible for your own happiness. I think that when we are talking about depression, right, and we are talking about the feeling of feeling love, I think that we grow as adults and we hold on to what we lacked or what we didn't have when we were kids, right? And so we're like, nobody never loved me and nobody never did this for me. And I feel like as an adult, sometimes you have to take responsibility of what occurred in your life, and you have to make that better, right? You have to go out there and, do your personal development and do your life coaching and get your mental health together on your own and be responsible for you, so that you then don't create the same chain that the people before you created, right? Those generational curses that are not showing up in your life, okay, are not being repeated through the children you created, okay, or your love life. Because we also know that when we're in a relationship, they take on what we are going through too. And when you leave them, they take a little piece of you with them. So I think that it's very important to take control of your own happiness so that you're not making excuses for dysfunction. Because I know sometimes that's what we do. We know that we have messed up ways. And I'm going to just go ahead on and say, we know we got fucked up ways, okay? But yet we allow what we went through in our childhood, right, to be an excuse, right, on why we're not performing at our best selves. Okay, so it's important for you to take care of your own happiness. Once you are whole, once you are happiness, you'll eventually attract that in return. So that is the last call. I know I got pretty deep on y'all at the end, but listen, it's so much that's going on in the world, and it's no way that we can't discuss it, and it's no way that we can't act like what's going on in the world don't affect our mental and don't affect how we live in our households or what we have in our households. And I'm not saying that it disturbs your peace, but it's no way that we cannot take what's going on in the world to shape our lives to make it better. Okay, so listen, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe on whatever platform you are listening to this podcast on. So until next time, I love y'all. Bye.